Greetings of the day. This is Professor Preeti Ostwal, and I'm delighted to welcome you to this lecture. Now, in this lecture, what I would like to talk about is the power of social media, and like you can see on the screen, blog writing. Right now, in this digital age, we know that how social media has become a very integral part of our daily lives, right? So there are billions of users worldwide on social media platforms, and in because of that, the social media platforms have revolutionized the way we communicate, we share information with each other, and even we connect with each other. Even if we want to connect with our family and friends, we are using social media platforms more, right? Now, one of the significant aspect of social media is blog writing. So in this particular lecture, what we are going to do is we are going to delve deeper into blog writing. Now, blogging is something that you might have heard or might not have heard of, or you might not know that this is what we term as blogging. But blogging, in simple terms, it is a very popular way today for individuals to express themselves on a platform, to build a community, to share their experiences, their interests, right, their passion about something, right? So in a way, it has opened new avenues for individuals to share their thoughts, their ideas, their opinions, their even expertise. So in a way, as you all know, we educate ourselves and we educate each other, through social media, and blogging is a very popular medium, right? Now, moving on to in this particular lecture, what we are going to cover is first of all, we are going to look at what exactly a blog is. Then we have categorized blogs into purpose and types of blogs. Now, it is a general and a larger category. It could be categorized in further units, right? Now, we will also look at what is the structure of blog exactly. Now, why we are going to look at it? Because it is not like a standard structure that you have to follow all the time while you're writing a blog. No, it is something that you have to keep in mind while you're writing a blog so that it helps you to draft a blog. Also, writing a blog post, I'm going to provide you a step-by-step overview, okay, how to write, what steps you should follow while you're writing a blog so that it makes the process easier for you. We will talk about blog writing tips. We will also talk about some examples of successful blog posts, some common mistakes for sure that you should avoid, and tools and resources while you're writing or drafting a blog. Now, moving on to what exactly is blog. Now, we all know that blog is something that is providing you information about a specific topic. You can consider it as an online journal or an informational website. Now, it displays information in a reverse chronological order. Now, why it is important and why it is so powerful in today's world? Because it provides a platform for people to share their stories, their experiences, their perspective. It is good for personal development. It is good for professional growth, even for networking. In order to network with people with similar ideas, with similar interests in similar fields, it is providing a good platform for the same. Also, for companies and businesses, it helps in marketing, right? Now, moving on to what like I told, like I said, that I have categorized the blogs into types according to its purposes, right? So, first of all, what we are going to look at is personal blog. Now, like I told, that blogs is enabling individuals to connect with each other who share similar interests or passions, and so we somewhere we have a sense of belonging. There is a community that is created through blogs, right? So in personal blogs, what we are doing is we are sharing information, we are sharing personal experiences, we are sharing personal ideas and opinions and reflections. Right? For example, diaries. What are travel diaries exactly? Is for example, you are going and traveling around India, for example, right? So there are many bloggers who do that, and even bloggers. What is blogging exactly? It's just a side note. Blogging is you're writing a content that is blogging, but while you are capturing through video, right, and audio, uh, that is what we call vlogging. Now, example of personal blogs are travel diaries. Now, travel diaries, people share experiences of which places they like to go, what cafes or restaurants they visited, what are the, particular attractions of that place, so that anyone else who is going to visit that place could go through it and they can go there, right? Even there are personal growth stories, how people overcome their fears and this and that, right? And became successful in life, right? That is also personal growth stories that are a part of personal blogs. Now there are professional blogs. Now, what do you understand by professional blogs is that it demonstrates an expertise in a specific field. For example, technological reviews, financial advice. These come under professional blogs. Moving on to what are niche blogs. Now, niche blog is something that we come across often. It deals with topics like fashion, health, sports, etc. Right? For example, in today's world, we see that everyone is they are converting from to veganism. So everyone is searching for vegan recipes. They are searching for fitness tips, right? So people are writing more and more blogs around there. Exactly. So that is what you call niche blog. Now comes corporate blogs. So corporate blogs is basically it is written by companies, and there are a part of there are employees working in a company that actually write those kind of blogs. So uh, what is the purpose of that blog? It is enabling them to communicate with customers and stakeholders. For example, product updates or company news or something. They're going to launch a new product. Everything comes under corporate blogs. Now, corporate blogs helps the company to connect with their audience, with their target audience, so that it helps to increase their sales. Now, like I said, next we are going to look at the structure of a blog post. Now, we are not going to stick to this structure or always while we are writing a blog. It is something that you need to keep in mind while you're writing a blog post, so that whenever you're writing one, you know that these are the things that should be a part of your blog post. Now, first of all, like every writing tool, there should be a title. Now, what kind of title you should write? The title should be very catchy to attract the readers, and you should always use SEO. Now, what do you have you ever come across SEO? You might not have. What SEO stands is search engine optimization. Now, in simple terms, SEO basically means the process of improving your blog, the process of improving your website to increase its visibility on Google. For example, yourself, for example, you might search something on Google, right? And there are top 10 searches that will come on your screen, right? So in order for your blog to come on the top 10 searches, you need to optimize SEO for your use, so that your blog post is more visible to the readers. Whenever they search anything around it, they are able to see your blog post at the because in today's world, people don't really have much time, so they just, they are not going into deep research. Not everyone is going to research into it and try and find your blog. No. What they are going to do is whatever they see first, whatever they find relevant, whatever is attractive to them, whatever is catchy to them, they will just open it and they will browse through it and they will close it. So if you want your blog to like appear in the first 10 searches or first few searches, what you have to do is you have to learn how to optimize SEO, how to master SEO. That is a very different topic altogether. So we won't go into details of it. Now, also there is another thing is introduction. So every writing piece should have an introduction. What does introduction hold is? First of all, it gives you an overview of what the post is going to cover. Second, it is going to also hook the reader with an interesting fact or question. So what you can do is you can start with an interesting question or a fact, or you can even do this that you somehow start with a relatable story or personal story so that readers are wanting to read your blog. Now, body. Now, as you know, that body might always have a detailed discussion of the topic. Now, it is wise to divide your body into subheadings to break up content and improve readability. Now, while we are doing this, that like I said, people don't really have time. So what they will do is they will open your blog post and they will browse through. If it is like, written in paragraph, big paragraph, and the content is not readable for them in a way that You might have wrote the most amazing blog post, but people don't want to read it at times. So it is better and wise that you break it into subtopics and also you use more bullet points. What it will help is that the readers would be able, want to just go through it. So it will also help to improve the readability of the blog post. Also, it is advisable that you use images, videos, infographics to enhance the content, right? Because it becomes attractive for the reader. So in all, you need to understand whatever you're writing, the title, the introduction, the body, the conclusion, and anything you're writing, your target should be your target audience, right? You have to think from their perspective, what they are going to like, what they are going to be reading, right? What is going to be more readable to them if at all they want to read your blog or not, right? In the conclusion, where you have to summarize the key points and also you can add a closing thought or call to action. Now, as most in most writing pieces, we see that in the conclusion we summarize the key points. But in a blog post, you also add a closing thought. Now, closing thought, it could be like, you are giving one of your opinions that this is what you thought after, this. Or what you can do is you can give them food for thought. What is food for thought? That you have given them information regarding some topic and then you lead them to another topic. That you can let them know that this is something you can also look into and you give them call to action. Like you can ask them, what are your thoughts on this? Topic. What are your thoughts after reading this? Please like, share, subscribe. So that is call to action. Now, writing a blog post is something that you should know. Like structure is different, and writing a blog post is very different topics. Now, structure we need while we looked at the structure, we understood that in a structure, these are the components that should be there. But writing a blog post, step five, will help you to understand how is the process of this whole writing, drafting, and publishing a blog post would look like. Now, first of all, you choose a topic. Now, it could be something of your interest, right? Or something that you know that the audience would be interested, the readers would be interested to read, right? So you have to understand the trending topics and so on. Then you research around it. Now, research is very an essential part of writing a blog post. Before choosing a topic, after choosing a topic, while writing the draft, and afterwards, you need to understand what your readers would actually want to read. Yes. So, if, for example, you are choosing health, right? Now, if you're choosing health as a sub category, you need to understand what you want to look at, and you have to narrow it down to a topic, right? And then you have to go do some research through surveys and so on and understand what people are willing to read and something that is of interest to the today's audience, right? So that is where research comes into being. Now, while you're researching, you gather information from reliable sources and then you take notes and organize your thoughts. Then you create an outline afterwards, and that is where you structure whatever you have researched about in a logical manner that makes sense to the audience. Now, then you include heading and subtitles. That is still your outline is done. Now, writing a draft could be very overwhelming at times, but what you can do is you can just put your thoughts down, right? Whatever you have researched and created an outline, you just collect it and just write a draft according to it. You just put your ideas in. And while you're editing and revising, you will take care of it if it is coherent, that it should be clear to your readers and so on. Now, editing and revising basically means that every line and every paragraph of the blog should be linked to each other. There might be times while, for example, while you're talking to your friends, there might happen that while you're talking about a particular topic and then, you get off the road and went to another road and, it happens a lot of times, right? But while you're writing a blog post, that should not happen. You should not wander off the topic. You need to understand that every word, every line, and every sentence and every paragraph should be connected with each other and should make sense. It should be clear to your readers, right? Then adding visuals. Now, adding visuals is something that we have already talked about. You can add images, you can add videos, you can add infographics like charts, for example, for your readers to be able to read it and they actually get it also attractive because audiovisual is something that readers are much more attracted to, right? So you need to understand that visuals, including relevant images or videos or infographics are going to help uh, right? Now, moving on, one more thing that also ensure that your visuals, your images or your videos, your infographics, it should be of high quality, right? And it should be properly formatted. Now then, optimize for SEO. We have already talked a bit about SEO, and basically, in most simple words, you have to use the most relevant words throughout the post so that your blog posts go in the top searches, right? And you could use internal and external links and so on. So there is a whole different course you can, do on SEO. And at the last, what we're going to look at is publish and promote. Now, you publish your post on your blog platform and you share it on social media and other channels so that you are able to promote your blog post so that people come to know that okay, there is a blog about this particular topic here, right? So in order to for people to know, you also have to promote your blog post. Now, there are few blog writing tips we have already talked about. Just let us look at it like for in a single frame. So first of all, know your audience. Like I said, knowing your audience is going to help you understand what kind of topic you need to take up while you're writing a blog or what things you should add while writing a blog. Also, your content, your body should be very engaging. Now, basically, it means that if you write like this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. So, why would your audience would like to read it? You have to make your content engaging in a way that your audience and your readers are wanting to read. You can use storytelling techniques and other kind of writing techniques to engage your audience. Then comes consistency. Now, this is something that people don't really talk about much, but it's very important that you need to understand that you have to post on a regular basis. You have to maintain a schedule that you are going to post on this time, this date, or every 2 days, or every day, or every week. You have to maintain a calendar, right? Then there are interactive elements. So encourage reader interaction through your blog post. Like you can add quizzes, you can add polls, you can add discussion or surveys and so on, right? And last but not the least, and one of the most essential part that many times I've seen people kind of forget, especially budding writers, especially the new bloggers, they kind of avoid it, is proofreading. But whenever you're writing anything, be it a blog, be it anything, be it a letter, be it an email, right, be it an essay, you always need to proofread it. You need to understand that there might be, uh, you might have used something like you might have used wrong words or you might have misspelled something or you might have used wrong grammar. What happens is that it creates a very wrong impression on your readers that your writing is not, and it is not clear for your readers, right? You need to understand that you need to proofread your content uh, just before you are going to publish it. Now, there are a few examples I would like to talk about successful blog posts. One is how to guide, like, the detailed instruction of how to accomplish a particular task, how to make something out of scratch, for example, right? There are many how to guides like that and in the blog post. Then there are listicles. So, listicle basically means that it is a post that lists items or some tips or, resources. For example, in the next slide, what we are going to look at, tips to write a good blog post, right? So there are blogs on that, right? That we call it listicles. For example, uh, out of on the top of my mind, 10 best programming languages to learn in 2024 is one of the listicles. Then there are reviews. Now, what is a review? It is an in-depth review of any product or service or experience. For example, any movie review or a book review or a review of a latest iPhone in the market, right? Then there is opinion pieces. Now, opinion pieces basically is to share your personal opinions or perspectives. So the future of AI, uh, opportunity and challenges around it, right? So these are kind of opinion pieces that people write. Now, moving on to the next slide, common mistakes to avoid. Now, something that you need to understand while writing a blog post that most of the bloggers do make some mistakes, and we always have to learn from those mistakes that we don't repeat them. One is lack of focus. So you need to understand that your post now lack of focus does not mean that you are writing here, then you go away and then you write. That is on you. But lack of focus in here basically means that you should not wander off the topic. You should ensure that your post, your writing should have a clear focus, right? That like I said, every word, every line, every sentence, every paragraph should be connected with each other and to the main title or your main topic. Now, overloading of information. This is something that people do often, that people overload, basically people put a lot of information in one particular blog, and like I said, many the readers might not have time to go through every little thing, right? So they want something that is easy for them to understand and read, and just they get a basic information regarding it. So please don't overload information in your blog. Neglecting SEO, we have talked enough about it. So you need to understand that SEO is a very important tool while you're writing a blog post and you're publishing on social media. SEO plays a very, very vital role. So please do not ignore SEO. When ignore formatting, people think that formatting might not matter, but it does matter. To like you need to use headings, you need to use subheadings, you need to use bullet points so that readers are able to read it. And you also need to ensure that your text it should be easy to read. It should have appropriate font size. It should have appropriate spacing between lines, so that it is easier for the readers to actually read it. Now, inconsistent posting, we already talked about it, that you need to have a regular posting schedule to retain your audience interest. Now, tools and some resources for blog posting that we will talk about. First is content management system. So there are platforms like WordPress, Blogger, Medium, for you to create and for you to manage your blog. There are many content management systems where you can actually create a blog. This is especially for new bloggers, right? Now, there is SEO tools. SEO tools like Google Analytics, or there are many that helps you optimize your post, right? Then, like we already talked about SEO, how it is very useful. So there are many such tools in the market. Then there are writing and editing tools, of course. It helps you to write well. It helps you to correct your grammar, your spellings, and so on, right? And also give a sentence structure check that if you have written you could have written in this way or in a better way. So writing in there are many and many writing and editing tools that can help you with it. Then there are graphic design tools. Now, graphic design tools is basically for example, Canva or Adobe Spark. It helps you create visuals and infographics, right? And then there are social media management for scheduling and managing social media posts. Now, moving on to so we are done here. And in conclusion, I would like to say that social media and blog writing have the power to transform the way we communicate, we share information, and we connect with each other. So basically, by leveraging this power of social media, what and blog writing, we could build a community. We could establish ourselves as thought leaders. We could share our expertise. We could share our knowledge in the world. It is very important, especially if you are uh, writing out of hobby. If you want to share your personal experience, or you want to share your expertise or anything, or if you want for your career, it is very good that you understand how to write a blog, right? So this was it. Happy blogging for all of for those who are willing to write in future. But now, thank you. This was it. I'm signing off.